Good morning, I'm Christina Ennis, and welcome to the 2024 Mineral Resources Review, sponsored by Trajectory Engineering and powered by Gale Force Winds. I'm joined this morning by Andrew Parsons, Minister of Industry, Energy and Technology and MHA for the District of Burgeo, Poile. Thank you for joining me.
Glad to be back. I love coming on the show. It's awesome.
We love having you. So we're here in St. John's at the Delta Hotel at the Mineral Resources Review today. Before we get into a little bit more about the mining sector, can you maybe share with folks a little bit more about yourself, your background, maybe before you got into government?
A West Coast boy, grew up in Port aux Basques. Very lucky that I was able to go on and get my law degree from the University of Saskatchewan. Came back to Newfoundland, articled here. So I was a practicing lawyer in Port aux Basques, Newfoundland and Labrador, and was happily living there, happily practicing law until I guess I got the political bug and put my name on a ballot in 2011. And so I've been there ever since. And I think I might be one of the longest running members in our legislature now, which is hard to believe given I'm so young.
Awesome. So you've been Minister of Industry, Energy, Technology since 2020.
Yes.
So there's been a lot of opportunities in our province come up since then, different sectors kind of growing and shifting of priorities in the world since 2020. Yep. Can you tell me a little bit more about the Department of IET? What do those letters stand for? What sort of sectors does the department
Absolutely.
support?
So it was formerly what was the Department of Natural Resources, and then combined with the Business and Economic Development wing that has been in multiple iterations throughout government. So they combined it all together. And so when you think about it, it's got all the natural resources. So we talk about our mining, our offshore oil, natural gas, moving into wind, hydrogen, electricity, hydro. So that in and of itself is huge. But then you combine rural and economic development, business development, investment opportunities, investment attraction, along with probably what's one of the more burgeoning industries, which is the tech sector. So technology, whether it's pure tech, how tech applies to everything else, because everything is using tech to make their processes more efficient, more economic. So you combine it all together, and that's what we are. So it's a big department, massively involved in a lot of the different things that are driving the province. And I guess I'm just the front man for, we got a hell of a team there that are doing all the hard work. I just get to come out and talk about how fun it is.
Right. That's awesome. So from a business development perspective with IT, so there's events like this that happen right here at home. There's also lots of events that happen outside of the province that the province greatly benefits from participating in. So there's a similar mining event up in Toronto, for example.
Yes.
There's other sector specific ones that are around that the department actually helps folks attend and bring those benefits back to the province, but also help with export opportunities. Can you tell us a little bit more about those pavilions maybe and kind of how that works within the department?
So basically, one of the things that, everybody does it. Every sector has conferences, they have meetings, the Mineral Resource Review. There's PDAC in Toronto, one of the largest global mining shows. And it's important. You have to be there. Your sector has to be there, whether it's the advocacy groups, whether it's government, you name it. So one of the things we do is we've been providing subsidies to different groups to go and attend. And the benefit we see from that investment is that you're going to make these connections there. You're going to work on supply chain opportunities. You basically form relationships that will help this province. So we see it as not as a subsidy, we see it as an investment, because there will be a return to this province. And look, the fact is, every business has challenges when it comes to getting the funding to go to these. We feel it's incumbent on us to help industry, and it's going to in turn help us.
Awesome. And the department provides so many really valuable resources to businesses aside from that opportunity to attend those events. So if anybody is looking for more information, they can absolutely find it on the website for the department. It's very well organized and very clear criteria as well.
We got a great department, we got a great website, but I say to people it's pretty easy. My email is andrewparsons@gov.nl.ca. It comes directly to me, and I'm very proud of my responsiveness, and then helping to to channel that to the right people within the department who actually do the frontline work. So we pride ourselves on responsiveness. There it is.
Yeah, and it's really clear that you've done a great job in your role as a leader within the department. the growth into different sectors that we've seen over the last several years. And food and beverage, for example, was a sector that was added for some support there, and there's been lots of positive things happening. So since 2020,
yes.
I'm going to circle back to mining because we are at the Mineral Resources Review. What sort of growth opportunities or changes have you seen in the mining sector across the province, which I will add, it's very cool that this is a sector that literally spans the entire island, but
Absolutely.
also Labrador, and most sectors are not as widespread necessarily from a natural resources perspective.
So I guess the first thing is, and a lot of it, look, I didn't come into this with a mining or even an energy background, so a lot of this is new. What I never realized, though, is mining has sort of been the quiet backbone to the province for decades. Other things get a lot more attention at times when we talk about, Churchill Falls, or we talk about offshore oil, you name it. Mining continues to chug along, and people don't realize a lot of it too, because it's not right here. We're not seeing it in St. John's. We're seeing it throughout the province. We're seeing it in Labrador. The big things, I think, is number one, the application of technology to make things safer, easier, more efficient, better return, you name it. Number two, there's more of an opportunity now for our green electricity to be used for the products that are wanted globally. So everybody knows about emission reduction, everybody knows about net zero aspirations. The fact that we can use electricity or wind to power our mining developments is going to fetch us a premium, and that's beneficial to the companies. But again, we have the support through that. The other thing too, I would say, is gold, iron ore, great, and obviously there. But our opportunity in critical minerals
Just going to say critical minerals. Yes.
Critical minerals is massive. Globally, we need to get out and continue to tell our story, because we need that investment to continue to search for it, to develop it, to see where we can go. That requires money. That's why we all got to get out and tell the story about why to come to Newfoundland and Labrador. And so I've been doing that for the last 4 years, going out there, talking to investors, talking to other governments. Again, everybody's interested. But if you don't get there in front of them, they're not going to know. They're going to go on to the next opportunity.
It's true. And a bit of a full circle moment in Newfoundland, attending these events and promoting what we have to offer. I got the opportunity to interview someone yesterday who is here from the U.S., and he is specifically here to explore what critical minerals opportunities we have. So he learned about Newfoundland through the circuit outside of the province, and it's his first time here. He's having an excellent experience, and that's exactly
we talk about these things. So number one, when you need a bunch of things to make it investment worthy. So you have, number one, you have to have the mineralization itself. But permitting needs to be quick and efficient. People need to know what they're getting into. You need a stable government, one that is not going to hinder you or get in the way. You also need to have power. You need to have the workforce. So all of it comes together. And again, that's why we love these opportunities to show the partnership we have with industry, with everybody, because, and again, academia, it all ties in. So it's really exciting. And so when you hear about these stories like you're talking about, like people want to come here, that's why we go out there. We get out our story. There's a lot to sell here, and again, those are the things that pay for our roads, our hospitals, our education system. People realize there's a cost to that. It's this that's going to help provide that, and it's been there for years.
So, Mr. Parsons, is there anything you'd like to add that we didn't touch on? I know there's lots we could talk about mining. I don't want to keep you all here all day. Is there anything you want to add about your experience the last 4 years? Or
you know what? I've had a hell of a time. As many know, I am moving on. I've been around a long time. Politics is
We've been lucky to keep you this long.
Politics is like dog years. I mean, I feel like. But what I would say is that two things. From a province, as someone who has young kids that live here, I feel more confident in the future of the province, and that they're going to be able to live here, work here, do well here. Not saying not go out and explore the world, but to know that there's a future here. I feel better about it every single day, and it helps me sleep at night. Number two, it's opportunities like this. Gale Force Winds has been phenomenal, allowing us to talk and spread the news. A lot of times we get caught in the media because it's something negative, and that's fine. But we got good news too.
We have lots of good news to share.
And Gale Force Winds has been there, so I just appreciate the opportunity to get out there and give a shout out to the people putting our story out there.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me today on the first full day of the Mineral Resources Review.
Exciting times here.
I hope you have fun, and thanks so much for joining us, everyone, and stay tuned for more from the Mineral Resources Review.